It is time for the KBOI Medical Moment, brought to you by Regence Blue Shield of Idaho, featuring Dr. Kenny Bramwell, the Executive Medical Director for Regence. Dr. Bramwell, good morning.
Morning, Chris. Morning, Rick.
How are you?
So much better than last week. I had the flu. I'm sorry.
We'll forgive you. Let's talk first about those people who grew up in the South or may simply enjoy Southern cooking. Doctors and dietitians are suggesting it's time to think twice maybe about our meal choices. And that does sound ominous, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's good reason for the words of caution. As tasty as fried chicken and cheesy casseroles and pecan pie are, they're absolutely loaded with sodium and unhealthy fats. And these can contribute to high blood pressure and related health problems. In fact, the lead researcher on this new study from the University of Alabama at Birmingham suggested eating a typical meal of Southern food is a lot like taking a sodium or a salt pill.
Wow. Are now people who love this kind of Southern comfort food supposed to just go cold turkey?
Well, making radical changes to our diet is difficult and usually hard to sustain. A better option might be to make healthier versions of the Southern foods. It's also pretty easy or easier to adjust recipes by cutting down on salt or seasoning with herbs and spices instead. Another suggestion is to reduce the amount of meat and add more vegetables.
Now, since we're on the subject of adding and subtracting food items from our diets, there's another report that says we would be wise to embrace that old adage about, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, there may be some truth to that. We doctors have been telling our patients for years that working more vegetables and fruits into all of our diets is a good idea. A team from the University of Minnesota Medical School and the Mayo Clinic have shared findings that suggest a significant benefit that just about all of us want for ourselves and our friends and families.
And that benefit would be what?
A slowing down of the aging process. These teams found a compound called fistine, which naturally occurs in many fruits and vegetables, including apples, strawberries, onions, and cucumbers. And this fistine can effectively prolong an individual's lifespan and improve their health. This compound is among 10 flavonoids examined in the study and has both antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties.
All right, one more for you before we let you go this morning. And we're going to talk about the sunburn-prone folks that are among us. Maybe they soon have a new tool to tell us when it's time to go inside and maybe keep from getting burned. That sounds like it could be pretty helpful.
Yeah, it's interesting. But any new solution to avoid damaging our skin when we're out in the sun is welcomed by dermatologists and other healthcare folks. This one's pretty novel. Scientists have developed a low-cost wearable ultraviolet sensor that warns users when their exposure to the sun has become dangerous.
How does this technology work?
Well, the design team says that their paper-based sensor, which can be worn as a wristband, features happy and sad emoticon faces drawn in an invisible UV-sensitive ink that successively lights up as you reach 25, 50, 75, and finally 100% of your recommended UV exposure. You just have to look at your wrist and see what smiley face is.
So if it's a smiley face, you're good, and if it's frowny face, you got to go in.
Yeah, you're cooked.
All right. Well, Dr. Bramwell, as usual, we thank you for your time this morning on KBOI.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It is the KBOI Medical Moment. It's brought to you by Regence Blue Shield of Idaho and featuring every Tuesday Dr. Kenny Bramwell.